How is it going, everybody? We are back again today, and today we have 4 most disturbing moments caught on live stream footage by Chilling Scares. Like always, OG video and link to the channel will be in the description. Highly recommend checking him out. He does very, very good content. But other than that, we're gonna jump straight into it. So thank you guys so much for being here, and I really, really hope you enjoy.
On the 26th of August 2018, the gaming bar Good Luck Have Fun in Jacksonville, Florida was holding a Madden NFL tournament. It was day 2 of the competition and the venue was packed with over 150 competitors and spectators filling the space.
Okay, I do have HD on. I don't know why the quality looks so poor right now. I'm sorry.
The whole thing was also being streamed live on Twitch to a global audience. Unbeknownst to everyone watching, the live stream was about to come to a sudden, tragic end. At around 1:30 p.m., an armed man entered the building out of nowhere and opened fire into the crowd. The live camera feed just happened to cut to full-screen gameplay just a second before the incident, but viewers could still hear the gunshots ringing through the crowded room. Inside the bar, everything descended into chaos within seconds. Some players dropped their controllers and tried to find cover under the small tables, while others tried to make their way to the exits. Unfortunately, it was a small venue with equipment and clutter everywhere, making it near impossible to get out quickly. Luckily, the firefighters union was training in the area when the attack happened, allowing them to reach the site in just 2 minutes after the first 911 call at 1:34 p.m. They provided critical first aid to the victims who managed to escape the building, but they couldn't go inside to look for more survivors. They were completely unarmed.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So the officers or sorry, I didn't hear, but whoever was on scene, they didn't have guns. And I was about to say they probably wouldn't have gone in anyways before more backup arrived, even if they had their pistols and stuff, because so much of the time, like, I'm pretty sure it was the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, the cops just stood there. They just stood there and waited while he was going on a rampage inside the building. And I don't know why it happens so much, but so often the cops will wait like half an hour for more backup before even going in, and by the time that happens, it's way too late.
And while the shooting had stopped by then, the suspect was likely still
Thankfully the shooting had stopped by then.
inside. Fortunately, the police arrived just a few minutes later. They began sweeping the building.
Okay, I was wrong. It was not like the big F up of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, but it still took them a little bit of time, but they actually did their job
Immediately to find and apprehend the attacker before he caused any more harm. By the time officers reached the tournament venue, however, he was no longer breathing. Inside, officers found the remains of 3 people, 2 of which belonged to the victims, 22-year-old Elijah Clayton and 27-year-old Taylor Robertson. The third person in the room was the attacker, who turned his weapon on himself after committing the crime. However, what surprised investigators even more was when they ran an ID check on him and discovered who he was. As it turned out, the attacker was 24.
Oh, I thought this was a whole different case. I know this.
David Katz, a professional Madden player who was competing in the same tournament just 5 minutes before.
Oh my, yeah, okay, I'm sorry I keep pausing. I've gotten comments about people who don't like it, but I'm sorry, I like the yak. This guy is nuts. He is like crazy. You could see it in his eyes. Like, there's literally no emotion in his face at all. Like, you're gonna hear it. It's just
the incident. This left investigators wondering how the situation got out of control so quickly. But the more they learned about David, the more it all made sense.
Again, I'm sorry for the quality. I swear I have HD on. I don't know why it looks so bad right now.
He was born as the second son of a highly educated and stable family. His father, Richard, was a NASA engineer, while his mother, Elizabeth, worked as a toxicologist for the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Unfortunately, David suffered from mental health issues ever since he was just 9 years old, which became a major point of contention between his parents. Elizabeth wanted to give him antipsychotic medication like Risperdal, while Richard was completely against the idea. This disagreement became one of the reasons behind their divorce in 2007, when David was just 14 years old. His custody was granted to Elizabeth, and that's where everything went wrong. David spiraled out of control after the divorce and locked himself in his room. He missed long stretches of school, and when he did attend, he stayed quiet and avoided interacting with his classmates. Instead, he spent most of his time playing competitive games like Madden in his room, which later paved the way for a professional career. However, his mental health also kept getting worse during this time. He was prescribed antidepressants.
Just look at his eyes. Like, I don't want to be like that, but he genuinely looks like there's just no emotion in his eye at all.
Presence by a psychiatrist and was also sent to mental health facilities on 2 different occasions. And unfortunately, he didn't have the best time living with his mother either, with him even sending a handwritten letter to a
Dear Judge, today is my birthday and I'm turning 16 years old. I live with my mom and have been wanting to live with my dad. My mom is pretty crazy. She'll call the police on me about 20 times for pretty much nothing.
judge to request a change of custody after his 16th
Like coming home a little late
birthday,
or something.
stating,
I promise
"Today is my birthday and I'm turning 16
I didn't need to.
years old. I live with my mom and have been wanting to live with my dad. My mom is pretty crazy. She's called the police on me about 20 times for pretty much nothing, like coming home a little late or something. She also gets drunk and starts yelling at me and poking me and doesn't leave me alone and always takes my stuff because she feels like it. She has twice sent me to mental hospitals and once to a wilderness therapy program for no significant reason. I also can never talk to her anymore because I hate her more than anything in the world." All of these problems left David with deep-seated mental health issues that persisted as
He just looks so scary, bruh.
became an adult. He came across as extremely standoffish and rarely got along with other pros in the competitive Madden community. His relationship with Elijah was especially bad, with the two often clashing with each other at tournaments. Elijah also posted David's Madden strategy guide online for anyone to download for free, which only made David feel more resentful.
Yeah, he didn't go into full detail. I'm gonna do it very quickly. So the killer right here, the very scary looking one, he's very good at Madden and he released a course and I think he was making money from that course, selling like how to get better at Madden. And basically his rival, his enemy on the other team, basically, he bought the book or the whatever it was and he posted it online for everyone to see for free, so he lost all like income he was making from it. It was just a horrible situation and I'm not supporting either side. I'm just saying like he shouldn't have done that. I will say it definitely started something in this man.
This all came to a head on August 26, 2018, when, after losing to Elijah, David stormed out of the building and returned a few minutes later with his firearm. David had brought his guns with him on the trip, so it's unclear if the attack was premeditated or a spontaneous reaction to the loss. One thing that was clear, however, was that Elijah was his primary target. Viewers of the live stream even saw a laser hitting Elijah's chest moments before David opened fire.
Holy. Again, sorry for the quality. You could kind of see it in the first clip.
Was his primary target. Viewers of the live stream even saw a laser hitting
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Elijah's chest moments before David opened fire.
Right there. You guys saw that. That's like actually terrifying.
Besides Elijah and Taylor, David injured 10 other people.
That was the laser on the gun. So he was aiming the gun at him
during the attack. Fortunately, none of these other victims' injuries were fatal, and they all managed to survive without any lasting physical harm. The Katmai National Park in Alaska is home to dozens of strategically placed cameras to observe the local brown bear population. Feed from these
Whoa, hold on.
The dozens of strategically placed cameras to observe the local brown bear population.
Jesus Christ, they're about to fight.
Feed from
bear teeth
these cameras is also live streamed on the internet, mainly for education and entertainment. Viewers tune in to watch bears compete for the best fishing spots and get ready for hibernation. But in September 2023, one of these live streams ended up serving a much greater purpose. On the 5th of September, the camera mounted on the peak of Dumpling Mountain showed a man emerging from the dense fog. He was likely a hiker who had climbed the mountain earlier that day, but had become lost and stranded due to extreme weather. And it wasn't looking.
Oh my. I really apologize. I keep pausing. I saw people saying they didn't like it. Again, I just like yapping. If I ever got lost, my biggest fear is getting lost in the middle of the ocean. Oh my God, I would just die. But this is like probably close second. I just hate the idea of getting lost in general. Because like, you're not getting just killed or dying of natural causes, well, I guess it could be considered that. If you're like, you're starving to death, you're dying of thirst, and it is just like such a horrifying way to go.
Good. He was soaked to the bone and was visibly shivering with
And you're scared the whole time too, just want to go home.
each step. However, with the little strength he had left, he approached the camera and said something into its mic. It was extremely windy, making his words almost impossible to hear. Fortunately, the one word viewers were able to make out was the most important one. Viewers contacted Explore.com, the company that operates these wilderness cameras, prompting an immediate search and rescue mission for the hiker. But here's the thing, this whole incident was nothing short of a miracle. It was already incredibly lucky that the hiker spotted the camera in the dense fog. But not only was this camera live streaming the footage on the internet, it also had 19 live viewers. He could have easily missed the camera entirely, or the live stream could have had no viewers, since there wasn't that much happening on the mountain at the time. And if that were the case, the chances of him surviving would have been close to zero. First was the threat of hypothermia. Even
that is so goated. This is why I still believe humanity still has something. Because there's just 19 people on a random live stream looking at wilderness, and they see a man come up, and they can't hear anything he says except help. That's all they make out, and they actually help him, you know?
in September, temperatures on Dumpling Mountain can drop to near freezing, especially when accompanied by wind and driving rain. Being wet was also a death sentence, as water strips body heat 25 times faster than air. If he was somehow able to keep moving,
wait, really?
Was also a death sentence, as water strips body heat 25 times faster than air. If he was somehow able to keep moving despite these—
Dude, I am like learning all kinds of new things through these videos, not even like true crime related. It's just, I didn't even know, like, I'm guessing he means maybe like humidity or maybe actual just water. I didn't know that.
Limitations, he faced the second risk, the terrain. The slopes of Dumpling Mountain are steep, rocky, and in this instance, wet and slippery. One wrong step in the fog could have resulted in him falling down a ravine and possibly suffering a fatal injury. And with no cell service on the mountain, he had no way of contacting emergency services.
I was about to say, these are literally bear cameras, bro. They're supposed to be watching bears. He is in bear country. You know how scary? He's about to get... No, he was thankfully saved, but Jesus Christ, he could have got mauled by a bear. He could have froze to death. He could have starved. He could have died of dehydration. All kinds... Fallen off a mountain. Like, and he lived. You know, that makes me happy, bro.
However, the most terrifying risk was the wildlife. Katmai is home to one of the densest populations of brown bears on the planet. In September, these bears are in a state called hyperphagia, which is a biological drive to eat as much as possible before hibernation. They are active, focused, and...
So he was in even more danger because it wasn't just bears. It was hungry bears, like they were gonna eat him, but he is so lucky to be alive.
Most importantly, aggressive. A lost hiker stumbling through low visibility terrain was not a good combination. Luckily, he was able to avoid this grim fate entirely. Rescue workers reached the camera's location within a few hours, giving the hiker a second chance at life. All thanks to those who just so happened to be tuned into the live stream.
That's so goated, bro. That one made me happy. You know, it's been a long time since I've been watching true crime or history or anything where something happy happens, you know? And I'm glad. I'm glad we finally got a happy ending. For one.
One of the unsettling things about live streams is how unpredictable they are. There's no editing, no pause button. Whatever happens, happens in real time. And unpredictability isn't just something we see online. Real life has its own version of it too. Sometimes things show up when you're not planning for them. Sometimes you realize you've been putting something off for longer than you should. For me, when life gets busy, scheduling a doctor's appointment is one of those doctors, all 50 states, covering everything from primary care and...
Not sponsored, but I've heard good things about ZocDoc. ZocDoc, if you want to sponsor me. Alright. And... We continue.
On the morning of May 18, 2023, at around 9 a.m., 30-year-old Demont...
Sorry, I don't mean to pause again, but another fear of mine, just heights in general, but oh my god, being on one of these things, it looks so unsturdy. I feel like I just fall off.
2023 at around 9 a.m., 30-year-old DeMonte Sherrill went live on Facebook. However, the purpose of this live stream wasn't to entertain his viewers or make money. Instead, this was his way of saying goodbye to his family while trapped in a hopeless situation. The day started off like any other for DeMonte at his construction job on Liberty Road Drive in Charlotte, North Carolina. He was assigned to the 6th floor and got to work not long after clocking in. Things were going smoothly until around 9 a.m. when someone started putting in the foam insulation on the ground floor. This foam mixture was created on-site by mixing 2 different chemicals in a machine. Unfortunately, the foam caught fire from a stray spark, which quickly reached the main apartment building, and since most of its wooden frame was still fully exposed, the fire spread faster than anyone could have imagined. The entire building was covered in thick black smoke.
Yeah, if you don't know this, and I feel like it's more commonly the US, maybe just the US, but we use like flammable materials when building stuff, and the uncommon but it happens event where a fire starts in a newly constructed building, it spreads. There's nothing else, it's just wood and foam and everything flammable. I think they even have like panels. I don't remember exactly what they're for, but they're used in like large scale apartment buildings and stuff, and they're very, very flammable,
with parts of the flame reaching 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Around 100 workers on the lower levels were able to escape the building before it became this intense. Over 90 firefighters were also dispatched to the scene, allowing them to save 15 more people from the fire. Unfortunately, DeMonte and his coworker Ruben Holmes were not among the lucky ones rescued.
Jesus, that's so sad, bro. They were just... So he was stuck and on alive, like telling people he, like his family, he loved them and that he wasn't gonna get out. Oh my, and they burned, bro. They burned to death. That is just disturbing and a horrible way to go out. Condolences to families, everyone involved. This is, Jesus, this is just bad.
The only way down to the lower floors was covered in thick, pitch-black smoke, making it impossible to see or breathe. All they could do was wait for help to arrive, something that was looking more and more unlikely with each passing minute. So, with no other option, DeMonte took out his phone and started live streaming to his family and friends on Facebook.
Yo, I'm at South Park right now, at work, and the building on fire, and I can't get out. It's getting harder and harder for them to see us.
This was both a way to plead for help, as well as a potential final goodbye to his loved ones, although he hadn't lost all hope just yet.
Somebody send help. We're at South Park. Help!
Sadly, the fire surrounding DeMonte and Ruben was too strong for firefighters to do anything.
Just look how devastating this is. That is like, you look how far the firefighters have to be. If you don't know, fire like this, it spreads heat like far. Like, you could be where this firefighter is standing up here, and he could probably feel the heat coming off of all of that.
After burning for multiple hours, the building eventually collapsed under its own weight.
Yeah, oh my god. The whole building is, like, gone. It literally destroyed everything. Those poor guys. That is so sad.
Resulting in both DeMonte and Ruben losing their lives. Later investigations found contractors and developers guilty of not following fire safety guidelines. However, they were let off the hook after paying only a few $1,000s in fines.
That's another thing in the US especially. You're gonna see a lot of companies love to cut corners, and when something bad happens, a lot of the time they get off scot-free. They had to pay a fine, $6,250, and then it was reduced to $4,685. That is... They got 2 innocent men killed by cutting corners using flammable material, and they paid $5,000.
GoFundMe to help DeMonte's family also raised nearly $8,000, but no amount of fines or compensation.
If the GoFundMe is still active, I don't know if it is, because I'm pretty sure this was a while ago. I will leave a link in the description, but again, I do not know if it is still active.
Could make up for the loss of a father of 4 and his co-worker Ruben.
He was a father of 4?
On November 22, 2016, 19-year-old Anthony Gelia went live on Facebook from Jackson, Michigan. He appeared heavily intoxicated from alcohol and potentially other harder drugs. He was also extremely angry at something. However, understanding the source of this anger was easier said than done. He was waving his firearm around, drinking even more, and speaking words that were barely comprehensible.
You know what's funny? I could go over there right now and pop a pig in the head. I could go pop a pig in the head. I don't even like my life.
Hey, stop!
I don't like my life. No laws, no nothing for me. I don't give a I got one in the chamber right now.
Baby, stop!
I have no problem.
Baby, stop!
From what the viewers were able to gather, Anthony was mad at his younger brother Noah. There was already a lot of tension between the two ever since Anthony's parents kicked him out of the house. But then, Noah apparently sent a threatening message to Anthony, which sent him off the rails completely and resulted in the Facebook live stream on November 22.
It's not off right now. Almost.
Stop!
But almost isn't enough, right?
There's a cop on me.
Oh, there's a cop out there. I'm so scared. What's up?
Wait. So is his brother a cop? Because he said he was gonna pop a pig or something.
What's up, Brian? Can someone talk to me? Alright, who wants some beef? Who wants some beef? Alright, if there's just one of you, then I'll fight you. But if there's more than one, I'll shoot. What's up? What's up? I'm crazy.
This dude is nuts.
Guaranteed. Guaranteed crazy.
Anthony spent
Dude, he like thinks he's the Joker. He's like forcing the laugh.
much of the early stream making vague threats toward Noah and those closest to him. Now, this would normally be the end of it, but for Anthony, online threats were only the beginning, because he next went to the house where Noah was staying and actually opened fire, all while still broadcasting everything live on Facebook. Maybe he just wanted to scare his brother Noah. Unfortunately, this plan backfired horribly. You see, the bullet missed Noah completely and went through the basement door on the other side of the room. Behind that door was the other resident of the home, 26-year-old Brittany Southwell, who was holding her 7-month-old baby at the time. The bullet hit her in the back before doing irreparable damage to her internal organs. She was rushed to the hospital as quickly as possible, but tragically passed away soon after, leaving her
She died holding her baby.
baby without a mother. Anthony was arrested and taken to the police station for questioning. However, even after taking the life of an innocent bystander, he didn't show an ounce of remorse.
Crazy. Who's crazy? Who's crazy? Who's crazy?
Stop it!
Who's crazy?
Give me that. You have to be...
Go. Get out of here.
Did you shoot someone? I fucking know. You're dumb! You're being dumb!
What's up? What's up? See me in the area Brotherhood in prison.
Oh my God.
See me there.
He went as far as to say that he could have killed everyone in that house if he wanted to during interrogation, as if that somehow justified or excused what he did. Anthony stood trial for taking the life of Brittany in May 2018 and was given a life sentence without the possibility.
What a piece of shit. Like, genuinely, what a piece of shit. I know I don't cuss on my videos, but this one has me pissed. He was trying to scare his brother by shooting a gun at him, and then killed an innocent woman, and then didn't feel an ounce of remorse or anything for it. I hope this guy rots in jail for the rest of his life.
Of parole.
Let's see.
Sentence without the possibility of parole.
There we go. Sorry guys, that one got me mad. That one got me real mad. Wow. Today was some heavy videos, for sure. And I hope you all are feeling okay after that. I know it was definitely hard to hear some of that. But other than that, thank you guys so much for being here. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Have a beautiful day.